Hello, how are you today? My name is Chris of Chrissy's Over the Mountain Crochet and Crafts, and today it's all about sewing. I don't normally talk about sewing. Normally, it's about crochet, and every once in a while, I will throw in sewing. So this will be a completely sewing related live today, and I'm happy you're here. Now, I didn't make any announcements. I didn't send out any newsletters. I thought I'm just going to make my first sewing podcast, nothing but sewing. And I thought I could concentrate better if I didn't have the pressure of you all coming in to see me today. But if you are here, please don't hesitate. Leave me a comment. Let me know if you sew. I know a lot of my followers crochet. Crocheting is what my business is around, but sewing is my first love. I love to sew. And my daughter is pregnant, and I made her a couple of maternity skirts. I drafted the patterns myself. Very easy, very easy. And she came up to the house and she tried on the skirts and she was packing them up to take them with her. And I said, wait a minute. I have a couple of things I need to do. She goes, oh, Mom, these are just right the way they are. What I wanted to do was fold over the top of the belly band just a little bit, do some more stitching. And she said, Mom, just let me take these. They feel so comfortable. Oh, that made me so happy. So I said, do you want me to make you some more skirts? She said, yes. So we went through my fabric. Walmart, I know a lot of people don't like Walmart, but Walmart sells fabric in a roll and they band it. And I know I like to get yardage. I like to have my own fabric cut, but it's hard to come by now. But look at this wonderful knit fabric. And I got 2 yards for $4. That's enough to make a knit kimono or a cover up. And then I got this. I think I'm going to make myself a dress out of this. I got 3 yards of this knit fabric for $8. You can't beat that. And it's really nice. The only problem is you can't really open it up and pull it out and look at it and see if it's thin or not. But every once in a while you can dig down in the center. But I have several of these pieces of fabric in my stash. I have quite a lot of fabric. And she went through and she looked at the fabric and she chose what she'd like to have. I talked her into this one. And after I made it, I thought, oh, that is kind of like not really something a young girl would wear. This is a double knit, but I was like, you're going to need something for Christmas. So I talked her into this. Now I made a sewing tutorial on how to make this skirt using this fabric. So that's why it's on the mannequin. So I still need to finish the video, the how-to video for these skirts. But today I want to talk to you about these skirts and how easy it was to draft the pattern, cut out the pattern, and then use this. And this design is easy. I will eventually have a free version of this design on my website, but then I will also have an all-inclusive size for sale. But these four hanging up, so I've made her five. I made 5 skirts for her. I'm going to take them to her in just a little bit, but I wanted to show them to you before I took them off. I made her 5 skirts. She picked out all of these knit fabrics, and each one of these knits has a different quality to it. So each one is made slightly different. Well, there are 2 that are exactly alike. This skirt, which is nice. Let me pull it up to the camera so you can see it better. This is the back seam. Let me hold it still so you can see. It's like a heather pink, and it has, the stretch is across. It has good stretch, and then up and down, it has moderate stretch. That determines a lot of times what you're going to do with your knit fabric. But this is really nice. I really enjoyed working with this fabric. It sewed up very nice. I don't have a serger, so it took my overcast stitch very nicely. So anyway, that skirt and this gold skirt on the end are made exactly the same. But I was disappointed in the quality of the knit of the gold skirt. It's picked. Hey, if you're on here and watching, leave me a comment. It's picked. But first, let me show you the pattern and how easy it is that you could draft one yourself. I took my daughter's measurements. She's normally a medium size, so 8 or 10. I see a couple of you watching. Leave me a comment. So she's normally a size 8 or 10. So at 5 months, I measured her belly and I got her belly measurements. Now I wanted the skirt to be, I wanted the skirt to hey, I have a skirt here I can show you. I wanted this portion of the skirt to sit just right under the edge of the main swell of her belly. And then I wanted to add a belly band to go up over her belly. You cannot do this with woven fabric, only with knit fabric. So I measured her belly and I wanted this to be 10 inches smaller than what her belly was. And that's what I came up with. So let me show you how I drafted the skirt pattern. Now the skirt is an A-line. I found wrapping paper, and wrapping paper is wonderful to draft your own sewing patterns. I found wrapping paper that has a 1-inch grid on it. Can you see that 1-inch grid? Let me hold it still. There it is. Has a 1-inch grid on it. I knew what the measurements were. I needed to be on the skirt. This will be these are mid-length skirts. If she wanted them shorter, we could have shortened them, but they are 26. This portion of the skirt is 26 inches long, and you have one straight edge and then one slightly slanted edge, and that gives you an A-line skirt. Now you have 3 options with this. You can put this straight line on the fold for the front and for the back, and then you only have 2 pieces to sew. I personally think a knit skirt hangs better if it has a seam in the back. It definitely needs side seams. I have tried to make knit skirts before. Can you see the seam in the back? And then there's the seam for the belly band. I'll leave this close by so I can grab it again. So a seam in the back. That is my favorite way. I don't particularly like not having a seam in the back, but you don't have to have a seam in the back. So that's option 1. Option 2 is seam in the back. Option 3 is, let me turn this around. Option 3 is a seam in the front and a seam in the back, just as I did with this skirt. And there's a reason why I did this with this skirt. Now, the quality of this knit, it has a high stretch both ways. And I was running short of fabric. And since it had a high stretch both ways, I knew I could piece this together in the front both ways. All right, so I have 2 directions on that fabric, and I thought, oh, this is going to look silly. But that was the only way I could cut the fabric. And I didn't have enough fabric to do a double belly band. So let's talk about the belly band. Now, the belly band, this is what the pattern looks like on the belly band. This is the fold. You place this on a fold, and you cut 2 of these belly bands. This belly band will be 10 to 11 inches smaller than the circumference of the skirt once you have the skirt made. And you cut out 2 of these. I was short on fabric. I only cut out 1 for this one, but it will be fine. And because I only cut out 1, I did not put elastic in the back. Yes, put elastic in the back of the belly band. So this high portion is sewn on, and it's on the front of the skirt. Now this knit fabric here has good stretch horizontally, but diagonally it has nothing. So it was a little bit different to work with. I really enjoy putting a double stitched hem. And how I do that, I've always done that, is I turn up the hem 2 inches, then I use a top stitch, one 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 sew, one, one sew of the top stitch, and then I come back and I right beside that stitch, right beside those stitches, I just take another run of stitches right beside of it. It makes a nice, I don't need a double needle, and it makes it really nice. But this knit, you have to slightly stretch it when you're putting on a top stitch, just a slight stretch. And this fabric was difficult to do that with. I wish I hadn't talked her into using this fabric, but the rest of these have very nice, the hem is very nice. It's, I should have turned my camera around so that it's not mirrored. The mirrored, let me see. Can you see that double hem? That double stitched hem? I just take 2 runs at it. I don't take the time to change my needle. And then here is the over edge stitch on the hem. Such a nice treatment on these skirts. Now, another thing about the belly band is it comes down in the back. So you sew 2 of these together, wrong sides together, turn it, and then you have the belly band right here. See, you have 2 sides to it. But in the back, you add a little bit of elastic. That way, after they have the baby, this mannequin is probably a size 2 or a size 4. After they have the baby, let me see if I can get my mannequin to turn around. Here she goes. Had to tie her arms in the back. You can see there's a little bit of elastic, and that way they can wear this skirt. She can wear this skirt after she has the baby. And if it gets too tight, I left this open and I did a little bit of hand sewing, and I'm not good at hand sewing, so I'm not going to show you that close up. But I did a little bit of hand sewing so I could open that up and get in there and clip that elastic and just take it out if she needs me to. The first skirt I made her with a belly band didn't even have elastic, and she was thrilled with it. So that's an option. Now, where's my, this skirt. This skirt, I love this skirt. It has a lot of sparkle. But she said, Mom, I don't want that against my skin. So I added a different colored knit. And then I did not. This is such a stretchy spandex. So stretchy. I did not put elastic in this. This will just do fine. And you can see the little gathers along the under waist. I don't want to say the waist because that's where the baby is, but at the under waist or down low, you can see this, see the gathers, and it's very easy to add on. I'll have a tutorial on my website soon. I have filmed it. I still have to do some editing, but I hope you enjoyed this little foray of mine into sewing knit maternity skirts. The tutorial will show you how to draft your own pattern, and you don't have to have wrapping paper that has little 1-inch squares, but I will show you how to draft your own maternity skirt sewing pattern. And hey, you could probably figure out how to make it fit yourself without it being maternity. That would be very easy. It would be very simple, actually. All you would have to do is just cut down and not make that so high. Maybe put a piece of elastic around the whole portion at the top. Maybe, not sure. But I think they would be comfortable skirts to wear. And I do believe, I haven't tried it yet because she said she didn't want any pants I thought I can make you some leggings. I could do the same thing with leggings. She goes, Mom, I don't want any. So I said, okay. But boy, I tell you, when I gave her the first set of skirts and I was telling her what I was wanting to do next, and that was put the elastic in. Then there's another type of maternity skirt you can make. And I was telling her those things. I said, "Do you think that will be okay? Would you like that?" She said, "Mom, you seem to know what you are doing. Do what you want." And I thought, I have finally arrived. My daughter is has encouraged me to sew something for her. I was just beyond the world happy about that. So, and it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Just wanted to point that out. It's October, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. But it was good to have you on my side of the mountain. I hope you'll come again soon. I hope you'll give me your opinions on sewing with knit fabric. I have a lot to learn. I learned a lot sewing these knit skirts. I'll be sewing more in the future, and I will just be going live for sewing from time to time. But it was good to have you on my side of the mountain. I hope you'll come again soon. Bye.